Not now. There was originally.
Gotcha.
Just a teeny bit. Just enough for them to say no.
I see. Well, we're going to go back as far as we can here.
Okay.
So, but I wanted to show this to you coronally too. So here we're looking straight at you, and here's your nose, your forehead, your right eye, your left eye, right? Okay, so we're looking straight at you, and as we come back, here's that's the left frontal lesion, and it comes up to the midline. It impinges on the sagittal sinus, but it's not in the sagittal sinus. You can see the further back you get, the sagittal sinus is really pretty small. It doesn't start getting big until right about here. So this is way in front of, and then these big draining veins drain into it. That sagittal sinus is the big vein that drains most of your brain.
Is that the vena cava also?
No, the vena cava.
It's down there. Okay, so what is that one called? You said sagittal.
The sagittal sinus.
Sagittal.
So the sinus is a blood-filled sinus. It's not like air sinuses in your face. So when we come clear forward, and so this drains down here, it drains down here, and then it splits into a right side and a left side. Your right side is much bigger than your left side. And then on down into the base of the skull. Here's your right side, here's your left side.
Okay, that the left side is smaller, is that like a bad thing, or is there something wrong?
That you're
It's
just
just
like that.
genetic?
Like that. Most people have one big, one small. And then that goes through the base of the skull and becomes the jugular vein.
Okay.
Draining the brain. So up front, let's go up front. So up front is where this lesion is, and you could actually take the sagittal sinus there with no ill effects. So you could surgically remove that if you needed to. The question is do you need to? Well, here if you look at it, we're going to get it a little closer. There are places where it looks like it is very obviously separated from the brain, and places where it looks like it may interact with the surface of the brain or invade the surface of the brain a little more. Back in here. And so some of that may be post-radiation change, but it's too far along for it to be getting bigger just from the radiation.
And
So
now,
it's
is that the
probably
swelling, right?
this dark area. But that dark area you can probably see better on this thing called a flare.
So now she showed me a picture.
Here,
I was really kind of surprised by it.
and that's all this white stuff.
That's the swelling.
Yeah. And it's not necessarily swelling. It's an area that the brain is a little abnormal, and it looks like it's the same as if it were swollen. It doesn't really look like the brain is puffing there, though. So it's more what we call T2 signal change, and it may just be from your old radiation, rather than actual edema or swelling. You don't know. You just can't tell. So let's get rid of. What do we have? Let's get rid of this one. We'll put this one up and start comparing side by side. So there are those two big veins that come together here and then become the sagittal sinus. There's a lesion back there, and then your bigger lesion up here, there. Right, so now let's look at that compared to different aging. So I'll go back, see MRI head from 21.
Oh, you should have ones from like 2016.
Yeah, we're gonna go
Okay.
back.
Oh, one at a time. Okay.
So here, this is from March of 21. So about 14 months ago. See, I think that's the radiologist's scribbles. So as we go up and down here, you see it hasn't even really, almost hasn't really touched the midline there.
It hasn't right there.
And here it clearly has. And is invading the dura, the covering of the brain. So that's clearly different than a year ago. And if we go down and look at the other region, down here,
No, I use the high definition ones.
Mhm.
They are okay. It looks
so
the
those
same.
two look the same.
Slightly different, but pretty much the same.
Yeah, I think they're not always one. Yeah, it's slightly different.
I know it depends on where the slices are made, so.
Yeah, but it might be a little puffier, but nothing that you can really be sure of. So let's keep going back to 2019. And compare apples to apples. So that looks a little less defined in 2019. It might be changing, but I don't know that anyone can really say it is. It certainly is not getting bigger by leaps and bounds.
And actually, they just started doing the HD ones when they found it over here, that one in the back, because they just happened to get the slice just right to get that, and they're like, oh my gosh, you got another tumor, you gotta come in right away. And then I was like, no, I think I already have one there. And so then they started doing the high definition ones, I guess, to see that and keep an eye on it more.
And here is from October 2019. Clearly getting bigger.
It is.
And then, let's see. If we go way back to September of 2018. I don't think they have any of those super duper ones. I don't see one here. But we have one that's close. It's the same general kind, just not a volume acquisition, so it's not. And the cuts aren't as thin.
Oh, so it's not the high definition one.
No. And this is from 2017.
Because that other one doesn't show up at all.
Doesn't show up at all. And that's all that there is.
That's all, huh? So it did kind of go away, because I thought like most of the ones that I saw when I looked at the scans, it still showed it, and I don't see them on here now. That's so weird. So the radiation must have helped.
Well, I don't know what it looked like before the radiation.
He has a picture.
So let's go.
Yeah. Joey will show you the picture from the original.
Let's see if we've got, how far back? It would be before
14.
2000.
Yeah, it'd be
Before
14.
2015.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Is there one from 2014?
There's one from November of 2015
That's probably it.
and
Yeah.
February of 2015.
That would be closer.
And here's one from November of 2014.
Okay, that's going to be the one that they did in Omaha. So they got it switched over. That's the one where they found it originally.
Let's see. XLT1. They didn't do.
Because this was actually, when they found it, was a cancer check, but I had already missed one.
See, now it's as big as it ever was. with a big cystic lesion behind it. So that's,
Is that a cystic?
yeah,
Cyst?
there's a cyst in it.
Whoa.
That's now.
Why is that there?
I don't know. They can, tumors can form cysts. The cyst was not there originally.
Was that what's giving me headaches and nausea?
Yeah, it's not really pushing the brain around that much. So I really don't want to say. I never promise people that I'm going to get rid of their headaches.
Oh, well, I've had those since middle school. I've just been having more lately.
You see how that's
Yeah.
bright along there? I think that there may be
A little tail.
a tail into the cover of the brain there. See, now that might just be radiation effect. I don't know. But you can really see that that's. And then you said that they did a gamma knife on this one down here.
That was
But
after. I don't think it was even there yet.
Yeah.
I think it formed started forming right after they did that.
But this did not cross the midline.
It didn't? They said it did.
Well, do you see it crossing the midline?
Well, just like right.
It goes to across the midline. And it doesn't matter. The thing is that
Well, I
is
didn't
that
like the radiation at all. That was awful.
yeah, they did what they did, and now we have that. So you said that they found that lesion later.
Yeah, they found that one, I want to say sometime in 2015, but I don't,
You
maybe
have-
like March? Is there a March one or something?
There's a May.
Okay, let's try that one.
Let's try
Because I'm pretty sure it was done sometime in the springtime.
Again, they didn't do any fine images.
No, but in Omaha they didn't. I think that they just
Which is
happened to
funny.
stumble upon it kind of thing, like just got it just right.
I don't see that in September. Oh wait, that's September 17th. I got that wrong. Oh, 17. Let's see.
She is.
So, man. There it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, and this thing up high had gone away with your radiation. All right, so that helps me put my history together. So basically, so it's actually bifrontal regional radiation from left December. With a complete remission of the lesion. Then gamma knife to a right occipital brain lesion in 2015 with stabilization, with some shrinkage. After some shrinkage.
It's actually Peterson.
And then follow this
Would you
with
like us to send that?
So it's really been since about
Did you get it printed?
2016, hasn't it? Or 2016
Yes.
that that left frontal lesions.
Now, if it had contrast, would you be able to see it?